My name is Albessie Thompson. I decided to do this as a result of a need for the community. Uh, at the time, in around 1990, the community was struggling to get their roads paved. I was working for the state of Arkansas Department of Labor, and part of my job description was to do community relation work, community work. I was told one day that the community really was struggling to find funds to get the roads paved. So I attempted to help them as part of my job description. I thought I just could walk down to the county judge office and tell them we need our roads paved. I had no idea that to pave 5 miles of road, it would cost over $100,000. And at that time, the county judge told me, it was very nice. It says he just didn't have that type of funds available to pave every road in the county, because if he paved Twin Groves Road, he had to pave all the rest of the roads. And so then I know it was left up to me, left up to the community to find funds. So I started calling people and letting everybody know that we wanted this 5 miles of roads paved, because it was dusty, muddy, it was awful, especially during the winter months. And during the summer months when it's hot, it was dust. I met a young lady that walked every day, and about 5 miles from where we are now, and she had dust over eyebrows and dust everywhere. So I went to a community developer, a gentleman in Conway, and asked them about funding and where I could get some funds to pave the roads. And he says, what you need to do, y'all need to cooperate. We have two communities, Solomon Groves and Zion Groves. So we cooperated, and we had fun, really fun, because we met at Solomon Grove Church. Everybody decided, we asked one of the meetings, we decided that we are going to cooperate. And then we had to come up with a name. And that was the fun part. Everybody came up with a name. They named it after their granddaughter, their daughters, and somebody came up with the name of Twin Groves. So, and we all voted on it, and now we're Twin Groves. And after then, during the meeting, there were a group of people decided that it was one of the requirements was that you had to have a board, and several people volunteered. The reason the museum, because we couldn't find any history in Faulkner County about that we existed at all. Even the people have been here I guess 75 to 100 years, no records. So we had to create our records, and people started bringing pictures, and we had oral interviews, and Arkansas Humanities helped us to come up with a mission. And our mission was to improve the quality of life of the individuals in this community. That was our real short mission. From that, we were able to get water in this water system, natural gas, many things that we did not have. We also got our roads paved. The word was out that we're looking for funds. It's hard to find funds for infrastructure. Just like it is for a museum. Even though we want to preserve the history of our people, but where are you going to put it? No funds, limited amount of funds are available. The museum started off in the building that we restored. Uh, and we call it Smith Hughes Building, and it was used primarily for we had farmers back then, and people, a place over there, you can shoe horses and fix wagons. And at the upper level of the building was a classroom, teach people how to farm. We had a gentleman that did that. And so when we restored the building, the lower part of the building was for our history. The upper part was the library. And the library got a large sum of money, and we had to move into the building we're in now, and which is for a good purpose. The kids, they have summer school, they have after reading and various projects after school. We need to expand. This building that we're in now is 20 by 20. In the effort to expand, we attempted to get a grant. And we did get a grant. This is on city property. And when they got ready to give us the grant, the grant holders, for lack of a better term, asked us to do some things. And asked the city to do. And the city said, no, let's table this. And we saw that it was holding us back as far as the museum is concerned. We were able to purchase 2 acres of land right next door to the community center. And we took advantage of that 2 acres of land. And part of that, and it just dawned on us that a beautiful spot that we could establish a means of remembering the people, the formerly enslaved people that came from South Carolina, and they ended up in Tennessee, and then from the Tennessee, they heard about land in this area, a homestead, and the railroad sold them land. We decided to use one part of that land there for a garden in remembrance, and the other part of it for the museum. The garden started in 2019, and it's complete. We had our open house July the 2nd, 2020, and now we're getting ready to raise funds for the museum.